Hi there, I've got a Pixie powdered card to share with you for Christmas today. I will show you what we'll be using. It's kind of simple. I've got the sentiment, which is the Christmas wishes from our mini sentiments, and the pretty poinsettia frame. I really like this one. We're using it that direction. But I will go ahead and show you. So I'm going to just do some Pixie powdered background here. I've got Scarlet Mist, Lava Red, and Rich Gold. So I've got a little piece of coconut white card, and we'll just do a bit of taping. I always like to tape it down. The reason I do that is because once you get it wet, it tends to bow a little bit, so you don't want that. So with the Rich Gold, I'm going to go in and tap some of the powder. There we go. Scarlet Mist. A little bit on here, just sort of mix it all around. There we go. Okay, and Lava Red. Now this is going to be your brightest, so it's going to really grab your eye. A little bit around there. Okay, I'm going to bring in a spritz bottle. Just give it a little bit of a spritz there. Now I would like to add more, so you can always do this if you prefer. Grab some more of the powder, add it in. There we go. I like it to have it really deep. Some of the Rich Gold, bring more of that color in. There we go. Put a little bit more water to activate those. See what you've got. Now when I did the original card, I went back several times and added until it was almost solid. If you prefer it to be a little bit of the white showing through, you can easily do that. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So I've got one I've done earlier, so what we're going to do is just peel this off, move it away. There we go. And tidy up our mat. Dry. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the piece I've done earlier, all dry, ready to go. And I've gone ahead and I've cut two of the poinsettia here in white and in black. So I'm just going to use that as a shadow. So I'm going to put some of the glue on the back of the white. Okay, we're going to just barely offset it, ever so slightly. Lay it down so you can just see that black shadow coming through. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then I'm going to put it onto this background. So let me just move a couple of these into place so they're even. There we go. A little bit of glue on the back. Okay. Line that up. Okay, get a second to get that all stuck on there. Okay, now what I've done is I've cut a little frame for it and put some acetate on the back before adding some mounting foam. So let me show you what I've done for that. So I've cut a piece of white card that's just the size I want for the outside of that frame. Then I've gone in and taken this one and taped it into place. I just centered it right along there. You can use a ruler if you like, but I'm just going to eyeball that. Maybe just a little bit more that way. That's about right. Give it a quick cut. So I'm using the frame, but I'm going to be using that fall away piece, and then put a piece of acetate on that, add a little bit of mounting foam, and then you've got this beautiful frame that'll go right over the top of that. But first thing we're going to do is bring in another piece of card. I'll give you a quick measurement. This is a piece of coconut white card that measures 4 7/8 by 6 1/8. I'm going to bring in my double-sided tape. Let me just move some of these. And I'm going to pull off some long strips of this. I'm going to run it along the edge of the card. There we go. Give it a little push. Right along the edge. And if you're off a little bit, you can use a paper cutter once you're done, so don't panic about that. It is a little bit difficult to see the edge of the tape against the white. Just going to lay it down best you can. Give it a little push, make sure it's attached and there's no air bubbles under there. And like so. Okay. I'm going to grab my scissors and trim all the way around all the little pieces that are left. I like to do one direction and then turn it over and just use the edge of the card to line my scissors against and do the other side. There we go. Throw those away. I'm going to bring in some copy paper. Now I'm using the Golden Sand Polished Silk Glitter. So I'm going to bring out some of those gold colors in that Pixie powder. Pop that on the edge. There we go. Tap it off. Just work all the way around. And that tape will give you a perfect little straight edge. It's really nice. And then we can carefully pour this back into our container. There we go. Tidy it up. Get our lid put on there. So now I'm going to bring that in. We'll bring in our backing first and kind of work up from there. Oops. I've used white, coconut white, to paper pierce around my edge. I've used a little antique gold, kind of trying to carry that gold through from my Pixie powders and my edge here. Pop that on. So now what we can do is get this guy on, and I'm going to, I've got a little bit of mounting foam on the back here, raised up a tiny bit. I'm going to try and center this best I can. It looks like it's about right. Okay, pop that down. And then my frame that I've got some more mounting foam on with my acetate is going to go right over the top of that. And hopefully that should just slot in that area very nicely. Tiny bit higher. Now I've used the acetate. Pop that over. So it has a little bit of an area for my sentiment to stick on, and it kind of looks a little like it's floating because you have that acetate there. So I've done the Christmas wishes in antique gold with a little black shadow. I'm going to use some spray glue on the back. And we are going to just lay that right onto the acetate. It'll sit right over the edge of the flower, but you will still be able to see that quite nicely. Give that a second to grab. That feels like it's starting to stick. And voila, you have a lovely Christmas card with some wild pixie powders. A little bit untraditional, but I think it's really pretty for Christmas. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget our YouTube channel, and I am now on Instagram at Sue Wilson Crafter.